What is going on? Get in here and get in here. Not going to be on here long. I just want to, chit chat about some things. My Sunday dinner is cooking. I am currently back from church, about to do some quick cleaning. I have a meeting at 6. And of course, I have to get on my mini stepper, you know. But I just wanted to go ahead and talk about this real quick. Like, what is going on, what everyone is speaking on right now. And it's not the best thing. Okay. So my name is I go by the Fierce Mompreneur. I'm a mom to a special needs miracle. I work full time, I own multiple businesses, and I am a full-time student as well. I've always loved to help women and really have them make extra money, and live the life they deserve, that I truly feel they deserve. So that is my whole thing. So I'm looking for something real quick. I do apologize. But let's get on in here. Let's get on in here. Okay, so I wanted to just touch bases and see. The big talk, we all been talking about it. It is just like, oh my goodness. Here it is. Here we go. So we've been talking about it. Everybody's been talking about it because it's just been all down people's timeline on TikTok. It's been all down. Oh, wait. Okay, so everyone can hear me. Just making sure. It's been all down people's timeline on TikTok. It's just been everywhere. People have been talking about it. And I'm not here to talk poorly about anyone. I want to make sure that we all understand what is going on. Because it is sad. It is sad. No one wants to see a person's downfall, but also when a person is on social media leading people, you want to make sure they're getting the right information so another mom doesn't experience what this person is experiencing. I am a mom of a special needs child. I love content creation. I love social media checks hitting my account. I'm building a YouTube. TikTok is my friend. Stars on Facebook are pretty good. TikTok, like I said, TikTok, I do TikTok shop, but I also understand what comes with it. And to grow your finances, when we say multiple streams of income, that content creation check is great, but you really should be using it to build brand endorsements. But we're going to get into all that, whatever, that's not what we're talking about right now. What we're talking about right now is, yes, it's been down your timeline. You have seen it. Okay. So you've seen what the people are talking about. And I want to say it's the truth about content creation. We see Miss Peach. They're stating that she got evicted. She came out and made a video, said she did, whether it was the HOA, whether it was she didn't have the money, whether she wanted to move, which honestly, I can understand why she wanted to move because so many people had her address because people were calling CPS on her, which is ridiculous. In Florida, we have a lot of people that need CPS and people from out of state wasting their time because you don't agree on someone's parenting style. Long as they're not endangering their children are healthy, taken care of, you really shouldn't be calling CPS. That's ridiculous. But that is also the ugliest side of content creation when you involve your whole family. I personally have teetered back and forth, which how much am I going to show as being a mom? I go by mompreneur, but that's an entrepreneur and a mom. I limit to how much of my motherhood I show. I limit to how much of my 9 to 5 I show because that truly is what keeps health insurance, life insurance, and pays the bills. The money I make from social media is extra. I also have my businesses, so I have to be mindful of what I put out there on social media. So everyone needs to realize that social media is can be great, and it also can be, not the best thing out there. So everyone has been talking about Miss Peach, y'all, and I honestly, I feel some type of way. I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her children at the end of the day. Um, your mom is online. She fighting. She arguing. She talked about their dad. When I first found Peach, I enjoyed her content. She was relatable. She was just a mom out there feeding her kids. I love to see her restock her pantry. Then I started following more, and I was like, girl, I think I started following her when she was pregnant with the last child. And then I was like, oh, this is drama. Okay, not too much negativity. I like to see women doing positive things, showing other moms how you were able to get off food stamps, get off Section 8. That was all great. But then it came down to, I'm divorced. This lady is 8 kids and divorcing her husband, or 7 kids. It was just so much. And I was like, wow. I did go ahead and purchase the content creation course, which was great. She talked about the thumbnails, different things. And it was very affordable for some people that's charging $499 for a course. So it was great. I do think maybe it could have been put together a little different, but it gave the information that was needed for me to have a full, understanding. And yes, people will say, oh, you can find that information on Google. People don't realize when you do buy those type of courses, the perk of it is so you don't have to research. You get all the information bundled together so you could just move forward and not wasting time to have to research. But I always tell people, anything you do with your business, whether your business is content creation, you have to have a plan, and you have to have a exit strategy. You have to realize what all you're going to put on here. I feel like Miss Peaches got distracted and realized that her following start being toxic and wanting drama. So that's what she fed into, showing more. And then every time, oh, I'm going to show y'all, I'm going to switch my life. I'm doing a master class at 5 a.m. But time day 10, she's no longer showing up. I'm going to refund you for the port. It was just always something. And I was like, dang, this not the content creation that, I like to see. Because, I also follow like people like Summer Rain, Marissa from Instagram, who actually I found from Peach. This girl bought her house, built her house from the ground up. She has 2 luxury cars. She owns a business. So social media is just something extra, and she does a lot of lifestyle marketing, but she utilizes that to go ahead and also have you shop at her boutique, which is her business. She gets brand endorsements from different companies. That's what Summer Rain, a lot of people, will follow her. She was a mom at working at Starbucks. And through the pandemic, she went ahead and her husband quit. They travel overseas with their kids. So that's when you're like, dang, I want to do content creation. Miss Peach, you will turn somebody off of content creation because it seems like you're always struggling. You're always trying to get yourself back on track. You're always going through something. You're having family issues, which everyone has family issues, but that's why I say having a plan. What are you willing to discuss on social media and what's off limit? I understand being transparent, but you don't have to be transparent in every at every department of your life. You don't have to be. Your problems with your marriage, your problems with your family, you only deal with your children. You were homeschooling your kids, and then you put your kids in school, then they were in before and after care, they were in class, just all this stuff. And I'm like, well, dang, I thought the luxury of being a content creator is where you able to spend more time with your children. We saw you more away from your kids. So that means this husband that you said was a deadbeat was keeping your children. We saw, I mean, he keeping 7 kids, so he's like a stay-at-home dad. You're out here sitting in the car making lives, or at the casino telling everyone you have a gambling problem, but you're constantly at the casino leaving your children. We didn't see you be a mom anymore. But you use that tagline of, this lady got 7 kids. Yes, we saw you travel with your kids to Daytona, but I'm not trying to hate, but what experiences were you providing your children? There's many of people that live in the Tampa area that travel to Daytona, Orlando. There's many of people that have Disney passes here in Florida because you get a Florida resident discount. So therefore, we want to see you elevate. We want to see you take it to the next level. What is content creation doing for you? And yes, she has made the comments, she can't get a job because she really has no skills. And that's good. And then also the type of job she would be able to get and take care of 7 children. Her rent, which we're going to get into that. Her rent, like I said, rent was $3,700 because, rent has skyrocketed. But if she did this right, I would have rather seen you in a 2-bedroom making it hustle, do what it do, and take that extra, $2,000. Let's say you're paying $1,700 for a 2-bedroom. Take that extra $2,000, and then in a year you have $24,000 to put down for a house. Many people say, I can't believe she doesn't have a house. Well, when you have no pay stubs and your finances, your income is all over the place. You notice that she does a lot of her sales and stuff. You send her a text message and she cash app you and you no longer purchase on her website. So it makes you feel like, well, dang, the account that's attached to your website, is that in the negative? Whatever is going on. But why are we cash apping you? So you can have the money right on hand. So there was a lot of financial issues going on that make you say, let me just go ahead. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to clock in. I'm going to clock in because I need stability. And then, she always says, I don't get food stamps. I don't get Medicaid. So do your children have health insurance? Because she likes to, that's what I noticed after following her. She likes to down those who go to work. Your mammy did this. It's always your mammy, ho. You da 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 da. And I'd be like, she have some issues that maybe, a therapist can help with. Because there's nothing wrong with going to work. There's nothing wrong with going to work and providing for your family. There is nothing wrong. And that's what I let moms know. Until you have almost a year of bills saved up, I with some of my clients, I say 9 months of bills, but I really like to see you with a year of your bills saved up before you jump fully into entrepreneurship. And you got to have a 5-year and a 10-year plan, financial plan, marketing plan, strategic plan. Baby, we're going to plan, because it's not easy. Financially, are you able to afford insurance for all those in your family, in your household? If you are married, is he still going to work just in case you need to go do something that you need pay stubs? You work until you get the house and the cars so you can have those pay stubs, unless you're to the point where you can buy cash. Now, she stated that she could have bought a lot of things cash, which we don't know because she's always at the casino. So selling her course for content creation, how much content creation, can you do? You have to be coachable in this market. You have to be. Even the top content creators, the ones who are successful, they have a coach. They have a branding coach. A lot of them have embarked on therapy. Therapy, that's not a bad thing. Get therapy, get help, seek help. At one point she was talking about she was going to Disney, taking herself to Disney, healing her inner childhood. That's not gonna heal. You're not gonna heal. You have deep-rooted issues, and it's unfortunate why you think you're not putting those on your children. You're giving your children that same feeling. Your children are going to grow up. You're online making a mockery of their father. You're online out and about acting crazy, fighting. So having a coach to sit down and say, Peach, what do you want out of life? You always talk about this adversity and you're unstoppable and everything like that, and you want to, one point you're telling people to do content creation, one point you're having people meet you at 5 a.m. so y'all can heal. You don't want friends because you have a lot of with the whole situation of your husband sleeping with some friends, sleeping with the teacher. So I think that's probably when the kids were ended up homeschooled because you were scared your husband was going to go screw one of the teeth. I mean, you just have a lot of inner issues that you're not dealing with. And until you deal with those issues, you're going to continue with these same problems. And I really, whether she was evicted, had to move and everything like that, I really do feel like at the end of the day, it might have been the safest thing to do because too many people knew her address. And that's when you have to also with that whole content creation, you have to move smart. You have to move smart, especially when you little mouthy online. You have to move smart. You got to make sure people if they do find you, you're pleasant, you're personable. So you must be coachable. You have to be. Get a coach. Peach, get a coach, get a financial coach. I remember when I first, she was like, oh, if they do this, I'ma sue them. She had lawyers on deck. She to me just reminded me of a person that never had anything, got a touch of little money and didn't know what to do with it. You bought your husband a car cash. You bought him chains. But I love being a mom. I love cooking for my children. All you were doing was cooking processed food. Velveeta. You didn't take the time to really show yourself learning new recipes because that lady got 7 kids. We could have saw, a coach would have sat down and said, let's see what type of content we're going to create. What kind of content are we going to really create? You got to be coachable. So this is when I get into the financial planning, which she definitely lacked. Even though she had a ebook on fixing your credit, she was able to fix her credit. At one point, she said she was fixing everybody in the family's credit. She was doing this. She bought cars for people. She bought this. And now, because you did all that, because you had poor financial planning, besides your gambling addiction, you had such poor financial planning. Now you to a point where you have no pay stubs. You repossessed your car. You have an eviction on your record now. And then you came on and said, I have multiple evictions. I have multiple evictions. Like that's something to brag about. But you made all this money doing content creation, you stated. And now you have all these evictions. A repossession. A repo on your credit. That's not good. And you did a video about it. I'm doing a voluntary repo because I told myself by January 31st, if I wasn't able to buy this suburban cash, but you weren't able to do it. So you obviously you didn't really have a financial plan because you would have saw whether you were going to be able to do it. But you did a voluntary repo instead of keeping this car, paying on it, trading it in. I don't want to trade it in because technically your finances aren't what you say they are. And I know, the peach patch and she will come on and twist what the words are. Oh, people don't know this is what they think, this is what they da 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 da. Girl, we grown. We know how things work. We know how things work. We still remember when you had your baby in the NICU and you left the hospital with that large bill. So that's on your credit, because did you pay it? We still remember that. One thing I've noticed about Miss Peach, which I think still having a coach would help with this situation, she's not a finisher. And that has a lot to do with childhood trauma. She's not a finisher. One day her and Wood were going to the gym to work out. That stopped. Like I say, she's always getting her life together. Oh, you're going to see different. You're going to do this. This is the content she's putting out there, and you're not a finisher. We don't see you get it together. We see you doing well for a little bit, then you go cray-cray again. And I think if you go to the doctor, maybe get on some medicine, some Zoloft or something to help. I mean, let's be honest. In today's time, you're a mom of a special needs child. Your son has autism, and then you have other children. You have the emotional stress from your relationship. You gotta, and it's okay. It's okay. Nothing's wrong with it. But you might need a little balance, hormonal balance. Things might be a little off because you've been through a lot. She has been through a lot. And, women will like to say, oh, well, she da da da. But at the end of the day, woman to woman, mother to mother, baby, that lady has been through a lot. She is very strong. And if you don't know, you don't know. From how she describes her childhood, and her brother and all of them can say, oh, she did that, but that you're taking away how she feels. You might have been in the same household and had not experienced the same thing as she experienced. That doesn't take away from what she went through. If she feels that she didn't have the love from her mom, that's how she feels. Oh, that's not true. Our mom did this. She's not saying your mom didn't do this. She's saying she didn't feel the love. The drama when her father passed away, not speaking to your family. This is a lot on her. It's a lot. And when you're doing content creation, you have to branch out. Like I said, the lady she put me on, Miss Marissa. Let me see, what's her Instagram name? Marissa is amazing, y'all. When I say I love her content is so good. Her content is so good. Okay. She has me, I love Z Gallery. So that's another thing. Z Gallery. She shops there. So she talks about it all the time. She talks about it all the time. So her Instagram is Miss Dollhouse. And she has 3 L's in Dollhouse. But she has 110K followers on Instagram. Her YouTube is building, but she's very good. She's very good. So she has a boutique. She sells courses. She sells faceless content, the template. She has top selling digital products to sell. Shop her boutique. So she has a lot of other stuff. And when you look at her beacon, it's so organized. It's beautiful how she has every, and her color is pink. She goes by like Miss Barbie, really, but she's Florida-based, 8-figure business owner, mentor and coach, content creator, building brands and creating viral content. That is who she is. So she has her Shop Dollhouse Mafia. So if y'all, this is the type of person that I feel like gives the good, makes you want to do content creation. Her house is beautiful. She purchased it from the ground up. She does a lot of home decor. She has an older son, but she shows herself being a mom to her daughter, the princess, a lot. But what all she has been able to do from content creation and owning a business makes you want to say, okay, this is something I want to do. This is something I want to do. I want to do this. I want that coin. But she lets you know that's not all she does. And when I tell you, I really don't know much about her, but I know enough to say, oh, she's on her grind. That's all you need as a content creator. That's all you need. And then another one is, let me see. Let me find her. Summer Rain. I think I had said April Rain earlier. I always get it confused. But anyway, Summer Rains. That's the one who was working at Starbucks, and she became a content creator during the pandemic. She has 2 million followers on TikTok. She's in Atlanta. I mean, her content is beautiful, but she doesn't overshow. She doesn't overshow. She shows herself doing the content, the restock, because they have like 5 kids or whatever. So she gets a lot of things from Amazon, her Amazon store. She shows herself at shopping at Sam's with the kids, because like I said, they have a lot of kids, but she gets a lot of stuff from Amazon. She showed herself remodeling their kitchen in their house. This is just all great content. Shows her and her husband traveling the world. So it's more of, okay, I can see why I would like to do some content creation, because I can do all that stuff. That's what you want to see, right? You want to see where you're able to do more and more. So like I said, I just wanted to hop on here real quick. I'm not bashing. I just feel like when we're out here telling people to go ahead and be content creators, we have to talk about the ugly side. We have to talk about where you need a plan. You need organization. And I'm going to do another actual video. This is live right now. And I'm going to do a video where it really goes into detail, because, like I said, I love helping women. I'm not going to lead you down the wrong path, because that's going to impact your children. And then when, your children around my kids, no, we got to make sure everybody's fine mentally. Not making a fool of yourself, not trying to chase that viral moment, being consistent with your content, maybe starting a TikTok shop, opening up another business. What do you like? Do you want to be an Amazon influencer? If we notice, Miss Peach, she can say content creation all day long, but how many brand deals does she have? That's where the money's at. How many brand deals? What brand is contacting her? So yes, purchasing her course to show you how to get started and what to do, what you can use. She said InShot, CapCut, to create, and how she do it all from her phone. I think eventually you do have to actually sit down and use your computer to get, when you start growing and getting that quality you want. You gotta do that. So I just wanted to touch bases with this. So make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all. My name is the Fierce Mompreneur, and I am excited about what's to come. I wish everyone the best. Um, and do what you have to do. Do what you have to do to make it work. Content creation is not for the weak. It's not for the weak. Mentally, you have to be strong. You have to have thick skin, and you have to have a plan and know what you want. If you don't know what you want, you'll go down the wrong path chasing that viral moment, because you're chasing that money. You're chasing that fact that at 1 month you had 10,000. This you know platform gave you 10,000, so you're reaching for that. But then you have to always see too, they cannot pay you. They can shut your page down. So that's when I talk about branching out. You use social media as a stepping stool to get yourself out there on creating a personal brand. And if you go to my website, I talk about it. I do one-on-one coaching for those who want to build a personal brand, branding yourself, having those companies reach out to you saying, hey, if you post this for 10 days in the month of August, we'll go ahead and give you $10,000, 5,000 up front, 10,000 the 5,000 on the back end. Huh? And we'll send you the product. Huh? Okay. You can have, whether what your niche is, whether you're going to be in the kitchen, whether you're going to be, you don't need to show too much. But that's something we could talk about on building a personal brand and how you can utilize social media. But y'all can let's do this, okay? So I'm not downing her. Good job. I hope a coach reaches out to her. Paige, if you want to coach, baby, you can hit me up. We can go ahead and talk. And I know the first thing she's gonna say, this B don't even have as many followers as me. That's okay. That's okay. What you do behind the scenes matters. So check my resume, okay? Y'all have a good one, and I'll I'm gonna be going back live. I think it's Monday night, but y'all have a good one. Until then. Deuces.